Hello, Smarties. Welcome. Good morning. How's everyone doing this morning? We are live. We're having the best day ever because it's Tuesday. Who doesn't love a good Tuesday? Yeah? We're going to let everyone just stroll in here this morning. How's it going? Yeah? Good, good. I love that. Awesome. We're just going to get the screens moving around a little bit. It just feels like a week. I'm like, do you ever have those moments? And I put this on Threads yesterday, and I probably could have posted multiple posts after that, but I'm like, go to bed, Carrie. So do you ever have those moments where you get nothing done for weeks on end? And then within a matter of a half a day, you crank out a month's worth of work. That was me yesterday. Is there a name for that? A diagnosis, perhaps? Because I got cranked out so much stuff yesterday. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to wake up the kids and I got to take a little seated gymnastics. And so I did all that. And then I was like, oh man, I could do some more. So after dinner, I got some work done. All of a sudden it's 1 a.m. and my laptop was dying. And I'm like, no, just 5 more minutes. I want to fix this because if I don't, I'll forget in the morning. And I did before my laptop died. But that was my rule last night. I'm like, I'm not plugging it in. I get what I get and I go to bed. Fair? So there must be some sort of diagnosis or explanation for having zero energy and then all of a sudden having a ton of energy and cranking through everything. So we have some exciting stuff to share today. Hi, everyone. My name is Carrie Cormier. I'm the host here at The Carrie Show. We call it The Carrie Show for everyone in my life who told me it wasn't The Carrie Show. It sure is. A little bit about me. I'm a financial services executive by trade, currently taking a much needed sabbatical from corporate life and using that time and energy and space to focus on all the passion projects, one of them being BankSmartStudio. My background is in retail and digital strategy. I have done just about everything in those areas. Oh my gosh, just I feel like that doesn't even encompass all of the things that I've done. I've led just about every team at an organization I could. But you know what I love so much? Marketing and social media. And I'm sure you see that by watching the Carrie Show, that really, really jazzes me up and gets me so excited. So we'll talk a lot about that here at the studio. And that's kind of the lens and the view that I bring to everything that we do here. So let's get into it. There's stuff going on. This is a big day, okay? A big day, people. But first, it's all about you, okay? We need to check in on our sales goals. We are halfway through the quarter. How's everyone doing? Where are we struggling? Can I send you any referrals? I mean, we don't have a lot of time because as we know, it's almost Memorial Day. And then after Memorial Day, it's June. And we are in this month that everyone's referring to as May-cember, where there is literally everything going on all at the same time. Oh my gosh. So no one is thinking about, oh my God, I need to order my new debit card. I need to enroll in my online banking. I need to get a new account. I'm not going to switch my business banking right before I go on vacation. Okay. So anywhere we can get referrals, we got to look for them. I have a hot lead for all of you. You're going to take note? Okay. There is someone that you could call on that is looking for a new account. It's very important, okay? I'm going to gather all the information right now and I'm going to share it to you. And it's really like first come, first serve. Whoever can woo this person, whoever can meet them where they are, will probably win their business because they are furious and looking for a new bank or perhaps credit union. Okay. Maybe they're looking to try a credit union. I don't know. We're going to pull this up. Ready? It's a dear friend of ours. Let's see. Okay. Pope Leo. He is in the market for a new bank. Okay. This was in USA Today. Pope Leo called his bank's customer service line and they hung up on him. Who was it? Who was it? I hope it was not one of you smarties. You guys know better. Smarties know better than that. They would have escalated to a manager. Okay, so what happened? Let's dish. Okay, because maybe someone out there can help him. Okay, so I'm going to read the article for you because it is amazing. Dealing with customer service can be a cross to bear, even for the Pope. Cross to bear. Okay, Pope Leo ran into trouble when he called his bank's customer service line. His longtime friend, Reverend Tom McCarthy, said in a recent event in Illinois. 2 months into his papacy, the pontiff called his bank in Chicago. Okay, we're narrowing it down. Any smarties here from Chicago? Okay, to change his phone number and address. Simple, fair request, right? Nothing too out of the ordinary. Happens all the time. What happened? What happened, Pope? After Leo, who was born Robert Provost, answered a series of security questions, the customer service rep offered him a seemingly straightforward answer. Okay, so he answered the challenge questions. Oh, I'm sorry. It says here you have to come in person, the woman said. But after pleading with the representative to no avail, Leo had one last card to pull. Would it matter if I told you I'm Pope Leo? He said. Well, that didn't work either. Guys, who in Chicago, we've narrowed it down to a female in Chicago, denied Pope Leo? Okay. The repercussions. Okay. Pope Leo could be going to the manager of all managers. You know what I mean? Okay. This isn't like he's going to write a bad review on Yelp or Google. Okay. He's talking to the boss upstairs, right? And this is not the one in the corner office. That didn't work either. She hung up on him, McCarthy said. Could you imagine being known as the woman who hung up on the Pope? Okay. It gets better. It gets better. After Leo's initial ill-fated phone call to his bank, he turned to a fellow Augustinian priest, the Reverend Bernie Sinia? We'll just call him Reverend Bernie. Reverend Bernie then somehow connected with the bank's president, who reiterated that it's his policy requires in-person changes. No. Okay. We're going to use this as a lesson, fellow smarties. Okay. This could happen to you. You do not know. Okay. There's a Pope Leo somewhere, everywhere, in every community. Okay. Now imagine you have a reverend come to you on behalf of Pope Leo. You are the bank president. And this kind, I'm assuming reverend says, sir, could you please change the phone number and address for Pope Leo to the Vatican? Okay, we're not asking him to change the address to the slums of Chicago somewhere. Okay, to the back alleys of Fitchburg. Okay, please forward the mail to the Vatican. He passed the two-factor authentication and the challenge questions. What more do we need to do? Okay, and what bank Okay, I have questions. Pope Leo, we're going to talk to you for a second. Do they not have self-service channels? Could you have done this through mobile? Is there a cardinal that could have helped you? Someone hasn't been helping him. You don't even have a personal banker? Like, you're the Pope. You need a personal banker. Okay, whoever scoops him up, you can find him at the Vatican, all right? Give him a call, send him a smoke signal or a bird or something. Let him know that you're interested in his banking relationship. You are willing to be his personal banker and what you can offer him, okay? Make sure he knows how to use mobile. Make sure he knows how to reach you when he needs you. Okay? Very simple. I can't believe the bank's president reiterated the response. You know what the answer was? Well, then the Pope is going to move his account to a different bank. The Pope. You've made the Pope angry that he's going to move. He's taking his CDs. He's taking his money market. Okay? He might even be taking his business account. Okay? You no longer have the Vatican's business relationship. Could you imagine? Oh, this is good. In the end, the bank made the exception. They finally changed his phone number, McCarthy said, and then told them, and don't give this phone number out. For sure. McCarthy, who is also an Augustinian priest, says he has known Leo for 43 years. A little bit about him. He says he likes pizza. He likes Peeps. He likes the White Sox. You know, he likes the things that we like. Oh my gosh, Pope Leo is just like us. He does his own grocery shopping. I love that. Oh my gosh. So there is a really good lesson here. And this isn't about like, oh, do you know who I am? Okay. It's not about that, right? Everyone should be someone, okay, at an organization. We should be using our brains. And like, when did we get to a point where that's not allowed? Like, I've even seen it in my own experience where we can't do that. Let me give you an example. I never so in my executive life, I rarely worked a Saturday. Like, if I was doing it, it was like, I'll call it for fun and going into like a branch to help support something. It would be for an event, or if I needed to get some quiet time and get some work done, I would be at a branch or at my office. So one Saturday we had just kind of like change the flow of a location and move to a different one. And so there was like some member or customer interruption patterns that we wanted to be mindful of, right? So we wanted to make sure the experience was smooth. So I was there doing like greeting and like just managing lobby walking and just being available. So this kid comes in, and I can say kid because he was like 10 years younger than me, early 20s at the time, mid 20s maybe. And he was like so angry and upset. And like, he ends up in a CSR's office, and he's like, I'm going to kind of say like freaking out, but it wasn't like bad, like that bad. And he was so mad, and I couldn't help. Like, she was handling it wonderfully, and I'm like, I can't help but, is there something I can do to help, right? And so he tells me the story, and we had overdrawn him. Like, he had like 4 overdraft fees, and it was for something that he didn't do. I don't remember if it was like Comcast pulled a double payment or something, but that part was fine, but the overdraft fees were still there. And the poor kid is moving into a new apartment that day with his girlfriend, okay? And he needed the security deposit money. And it had bumped in $100 to his security deposit money. So he didn't have the money for the security deposit. Now, how do you tell the landlord that you're supposed to be moving into that? How do you tell your girlfriend that? Okay? The poor kid is like, like doesn't know what to do with himself. So I'm like talking to him. He works at a dealership down the street. He drives a Jeep. Like I'm learning all this stuff about him. And I said, okay, we're going to take care of it. And the CSR was like, well, no, I already explained to him, like deposit operations doesn't open until Monday. So I'll put the request in. I've already taken care of it. I'm like, he doesn't have until Monday. Like his life feels over right now. And of course, I'm not saying this like in front of the customer. We had like stepped aside or whatever. And I'm like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to debit a GL, $100. We're going to credit his count so he has the money. And then we're going to put in a request to have deposit ops move stuff behind the scene on Monday. Because Monday they're going to get the request anyway, and it's going to take them 3/4 of the morning to process it, okay? Because there could be other things that they're doing in the morning reports, Monday morning settlements, gossip. What else does deposit ops do on Monday morning? I don't know. Just kidding. No shade to my deposit ops friends. But I was like, why are we not thinking and using our brain just a little bit like outside, right? Like, and so we call those like wow moments or winning moments where we can take a really crappy situation. And like, I didn't even say like I did the exception for him or whatever. The CSR goes back and is like, actually, we figured out something. It's all set. We're going to take care of it. No problem. He was like so appreciative. And like, it totally flipped the situation around. And then he ends up being like the biggest advocate for the company. Hold on. I'm going to cough. And like, totally like, imagine if like he couldn't get the money, he would have closed his account, he would have been angry, he wouldn't have gotten his apartment. Like there's just so many things. And like we had the opportunity there to make it better. And there was a chance we weren't going to do that from a very skilled, talented, I would say one of the best customer service people I have ever met. And at that moment, it didn't cross their mind or they didn't feel empowered to do that. And like me being there, I shouldn't have felt more creative or more empowered than that team member. And that was something that we talked about after was like, I want you to know that if you feel like it is the right thing to do, we're going to make it happen. And so it's a long way of saying like, that's just like one example. And I've had this so many times in my career where I've worked with some very amazing retail people, and people tend to challenge retail a lot. And those that do, I'm going to just say it, they don't understand retail. They don't understand the living in the gray, or they don't want to. And so anytime you tell someone like you don't understand retail, they get angry. And I've heard that before. Like, you can't just say you don't understand retail. You don't understand retail. There are risks. There are controls. There are like, you can't do that. Like, no. We can do things within the guidelines of risks and controls, but in a way that supports the customer and the member experience. Okay? But things are not always black and white. All right. Yes. Should we always put in a ticket and have deposit ops move money from this GL to this GL to then credit the customer? Yes. That is the textbook way of doing it. Okay. Just like the customer service rep that helped Pope Leo, the textbook way of doing it was to have him come into the office. But I'm pretty sure we can all use our noggins and say, hey, Pope, I'm going to make an exception. Just put in a good word for me with the guy upstairs, okay? That's all I ask. I'm taking care of you. But it's like, it's so crazy that this isn't the norm. And I just like want to make sure that we take a moment to like remember that we have brains. And like, we're here to use them. I love that. Like, and so I worked with a head of retail and she was so, so good. And she'd always say, like, you don't understand retail. Like, we live in the gray, with like nothing is black and white. And it's so true. And when people hear that and it doesn't fit into a little box and they start being like, I can't compute. What? I can't compute. It's like, oh my gosh, stop it. Stop it. It reminds me of like, and this isn't like story time, but it is the Carrie show, so we can talk about it. There was this time I was doing a giant core conversion, and it required us, so it was like core, digital, cards, payments, like everything, okay? And it required us to close on Saturday, which some places that is not the busiest day. But in this blue collar spot where people like work all week and they do not have time to go to the bank, the only times that they have are Saturday when they can squeeze in on two wheels between their oil change and whatever else errands they're running. Okay. So, you know that there was going to be pitchforks. And so I like to prepare for those things, okay? Because we love our haters. We hug our haters, okay? And so I'm like, okay, what's going to happen? Let's predict it. People are going to show up. They're going to pull on an empty door. Yes, there's going to be a sign, okay? But they're not going to read it. They're going to be angry. They're going to go to social media and post on the town pages what a crap our organization is. So let's get ahead of that. So because the branch teams didn't have specific roles during that conversion time, we stationed them in the lobbies or at the door to greet these people that pulled in the door. And we had a bunch of $5 or $10 gift cards, and we were handing them out for people, and like they were having a conversation. So it wasn't just like, oh, I'm pulling on the door and I can see someone in there and they're not making eye contact with me because it's like really awkward. But hey, I just need to cash a quick check. Okay. So it went over swimmingly with the customers. So the branches were prepared. They were able to use it as talking points. Oh, yeah, you know what? I know you drove down here. Get a coffee on me. I will take your checks for deposit. Okay. I'll hold them and I'll mail you a receipt as soon as we're back up online on Tuesday. I've logged it right here. We're good. We're good. Okay. You would think that that would have been amazing. Amazing, because it like saved so many poor interactions. It preserved brand reputation, all of that. Oh no. Oh no. Guess who got called to the principal's office? Me. Because the security officer and the compliance officers were angry. They were angry. How could you be talking to customers? Don't you know? There's things going on. We're busy. Yeah, I'm so nervous. What if a check gets lost? Okay. First of all, we trust these people every single day of the week to conduct transactions and to do the responsible thing for our customers and our members. So just because it's a conversion weekend, like, oh, but someone could come in and they could hold us hostage. Oh, sure. Sure. If that's what you want to put your bet down on at the roulette table, okay, and you want to take the gamble that someone's going to hold us up on conversion weekend, sure. Okay. Next time I'll hire a police detail. Like, it was just so bad. And like, oh my gosh, I thought I was going to lose my job for it. It was like that. People were that upset. And I'm like, when did we become upset for doing what is in the best interest of the customers and the members? Like, and I'm thinking of this because this is like similar timing and time of year. And it's just like so frustrating because we, and I don't just mean me or my team or retail in general, but we have people within our organization that know how to do the right thing and know how to do it calculated and know how to do it precise and know how to do it in a way that is safe and will like totally turn a bad situation around, and we don't let them. Even at an executive level. What does that tell you about that kind of leadership? Yeah. Yeah. And so reflecting in your own organizations, like take a step back. If you find yourself getting upset, I don't think you would because you wouldn't be watching this show. You're here to like rock on, okay? But if you have, let's say you have a colleague, right? And the colleague's a little uptight, okay? Have them watch the Carrie show. Send it along to a friend. Tell them to like and subscribe, okay? While you're here, please like and subscribe. Because it's like we need more of those moments that preserve customer service, that preserve brand reputation, because we don't have a whole lot of chances to prove that we're like good at what we do and that we're relevant and that we're useful and that we're helpful. Okay. So the one thing that we have over the, let's say, fintechs and online banks and all of that are coming to eat our lunch is the customer service and the personality and the one-on-one support that we claim we have, and we can't even deliver that. Oh no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Not at the studio, we don't. We are all taking a pledge right now. Hands in. We pledge to give wonderful customer service and wonderful service to our members from here on out. Even if compliance gets us angry and they tell us we can't do it, we push back. We send them a candy bar. We make them feel loved. And break. Oh man, like the stories I can tell. The stories. I would love to hear like some of your winning moments. Like this is a conversation hub. This isn't a boring webinar. We are not here to just talk at you. We're here to talk together and have a great time and just like bounce ideas. It's so much fun. So if you are still working on your sales goals, this is a very long-winded way of saying Pope Leo is looking for a new bank. And now I will say I'm a little disappointed at all the credit union people out there who did not say, use this as a social media moment and say like, hey, Pope, your bank sucks, but have you ever tried a credit union? Because we all know they like to play that angle. So why didn't anyone try that? You missed opportunity. Let's do a little recap. So last show, we talked about threads and people were actually like really excited. I say like, that's a surprise, but I got a lot of good feedback about like people aren't exploring threads. Are you like, shout out if you're on threads for your company, for your personal, whatever. I am on, I actually just have one for my BankSmart Carrie. I don't have like a personal one, but I will say like on threads, I feel like I can be a little more of a personality. Although we know BankSmart Carrie always has a personality, but I feel like I can blur the lines a little bit more. And I don't feel like I need a personal threads. This is just like enough. And one thing that was interesting, so let me just pull this up while I can't do two things at once. I can't talk and I can't pull up my slides. Here we go. Okay. So I posted about threads, a recap of the video on Facebook, and someone, a fellow smarty, goes, "Oh my gosh, like I'm old." Like 50, okay? And she's like, I don't do threads. Do I need to be doing threads?" And I'm like, you don't need to be doing threads if you don't want to. And so I kind of like explained what it was, why you'd want to use it. I'm like, you would probably want to use it just for like scrolling and resharing because you're not someone that wants to just share every thought on their mind. Okay. You were not like an instant message generation. Okay. You were not live journal. You did not just want like, you barely did MySpace. Okay. So I was scrolling on threads afterwards and I saw the best post about why people would use threads. I hope I screenshotted it. Let's see. I probably didn't. It was so good though. It was basically like oh, I was just gonna say it because I thought I found it. It was basically like Threads is the place that I go where I don't have to be overstimulated. I don't have to watch videos. I don't have to listen to sound. I can just scroll and read, and it feels so quiet and calming. And I was like, yes, that literally describes why it's so like comforting for me because I don't have to hear all the things like I love TikTok, right? I love videos, but it's like too much sometimes. And sometimes you just want to like read like random thoughts and like them. So I was like, that's the best way of describing it. But we're pulling this up as a follow-up. So remember we were talking about the Millennial PR team versus the Gen Z PR team. So Gen Z social team. So this one admittedly was posted a little while back. I had screenshotted it, but I forgot to share it with the other ones. So this was American Express. So you can see like bigger brands jumping in on this. It's not just like food companies or U-Haul. I saw one. But when you think about how that translates into financial services, you don't just want to say like, oh, bigger brands can't do that. They have to be more curated and not fun. Look at this. American Express jumped in on it. I love the Gen Z social team. It's giving your hobbies and eating and traveling. I love that. It's for the gold card. And then this one, so I saw two from actual, like, I'll say community banks or credit unions. So this one was STCU, which I think we looked this up before. It was Spokane Teachers Credit Union. Apologies if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. It's giving financially responsible bestie. I love that. And this was literally Friday and Saturday. So I feel like they made the window. We talked about a window. Don't go too far into this week because it's already over. All right. You've already lost the trend. You're going to be a laggard. We'll put them in with the innovators and the fast followers. Okay. This one, I'm not sure. I totally loved. Maybe it's because I'm not Gen Z, but I was like, it's called a savings account, baby, with a $ tongue. I do kind of like it, but I mean, look at their logo. Could they use a 5-minute rebrand? Apple Federal Credit Union. Not the worst I've seen. Not the worst I've seen. We're going to let you pass, Apple. We'll let you pass. So those were 3 that I saw in financial services. I'll be interested in seeing if the trend like drags out a little bit more. It's pretty much dying down with the big brands. So if you haven't done one, don't post it, skip it. Go to the next trend. But I just want to follow up because at the time I hadn't seen any like local community places doing it. As in like financial services. I saw some like local stores doing it, but I do have like, I know, okay, so I know there's a lot of you on here and I know that some of you saw my Instagram. On my BankSmart Carrie page, I posted that we have a big announcement today. Maybe. You're probably like, why is she still talking and not talking about the big announcement? Because I'm burying the lead, okay? I'm burying the lead. You're going to have to watch the show. We will get to that. Be patient, my friends. Oh, man. Okay. So we'll file this one also under Around the Web News. Now, I'm going to share this, and I think one of it I admittedly didn't know a ton about because I must be asleep at the wheel, but America is celebrating its 250th anniversary. Yeah. Okay. 250 years in the making. July 4th is actually the date that's being considered the 250 years marking the date of the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776. So there's this, I'll say, campaign or like brand that is celebrating for America's 250th. What does that mean for banks and credit unions? I don't know. What does it mean? Let me pop this down a little bit. Nope. Yeah. More Carrie. Okay. So I found this through 2 conversations. We're going to start with conversation number 1. Okay. I saw this online. Love my friends at Systemax. You guys on point all the time. I never have really had the exact opportunity to become a partner. I hope that changes in the future. But I've always been such a diehard fan. They do fantastic work. They are so creative and fun and just honest to goodness great people. And they posted about celebrating America's 250th and how they're offering personalized swag options. How cool is that? So think about it. You're buying stuff for community events anyway. And why not double duty and brand it with your logo and the 250th? This stuff will be commemorative. I remember my hometown is the pioneer plastic city of America, which is, I guess, a claim to fame. And I remember for 1 year, I forget what milestone it was. Let's just call it the 100th. They did these plastic token coins. They were blue. I'm pretty sure I still have somewhere my plastic, and it said Leominster 100th anniversary, something like that. Pioneer Plastic City. And this is letting you tune into the mind of BankSmart Carrie. I've kept it. I could probably get rid of it now if I can find it. But for years and years and years, I kept it, not because it was the coolest, but because I was so worried that one day someone would come to my house and hold you hostage and say, I'll let you go if you have a Leominster 100th token. Is that I know those are intrusive thoughts, but does that borderline on OCD too? Yeah, I think so. But yeah, so that was too much. Erase. But consider and Systemax, love them. There's probably others out there that are offering similar things. They would be great to go with. I will tell you, they're not a sponsor. They are just a dear friend. But they do a fantastic job. So check out their swag. They have some really great options, and consider being a part of it. They even put together a little playbook on how to show up and how to make the most of those moments. I love that. A tear and share tattoo, light up armbands, the cups, color changing, love color changing cups. I have one from my local YMCA that is literally the color, not the color, the screen printing is coming off. But I keep it because I love the size. I love the color changing cup. It's so fun. So check it out. And this is a good opportunity if you're ordering things anyway. Go with something 250. That sounds really cool. Maybe someone will keep it in the fear that it will save their family one day. You never know. They do put a good point on here. Lead times are 3 to 6 weeks. July 4th is closer than it looks. Okay. So if you're ordering your swag, start now. Consider something like this. I think that's a great idea. So admittedly, I didn't know that the 250 was happening until I'm having a conversation with someone in the industry, and they're talking about what they're going to do at the organization for a 250 celebration. And they're like, oh, we're thinking of a 250 event or a 250 CD special or making a 250 account. And I'm like, what's a 250 account? They're like, the America 250. And I'm like, is that a Trump account? I don't know. And they started roaring laughing at me. And I'm like, I don't know. I am so in my own world. I miss all of this stuff. And they're like, no, we're talking about do we do a CD special 2.50, I don't know, like, I'm like, "Oh, okay, I can get that." Or like a money market special, 2.50. Um, I don't even know if those are competitive rates right now, but it was just an example. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So it's I thought it was like a designated like government program account. No, but I'm interested in, is anyone else thinking of that? Because I wouldn't have thought of that. A commemorative like money market or commemorative checking or commemorative CD special. I will say it makes me think of hold on, are we gonna cough? Do you guys know Walden Mutual? Let's pull it up. This is something to know. Yes, there's like the meat company. It is like some sort of affiliate of that. We're gonna pull this up. Okay, so move. This is important. Okay, so they're actually like based in New Hampshire, and I've been aware of them since they like launched because I think I just started getting like ads, but they're very like sustainability based, like local based, like just the coolest vibes. It's almost like I would consider like a craft bank, like a craft beer, a craft bank. Look, we use your dollars to fund loans to Connecticut flour mills, New Hampshire candle makers, Vermont holistic herbalists, New York. Like this is just so cool. So it talks about local dollars. Love it. I don't know if they're still offering it. Let's see if they're still offering it. They were offering 100-year CD. Yes, look at this. Look at this. Okay, 100-year CD. So they do long-term certificates, and you might think, why? Why would anyone? Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. Why would anyone do 100-year CD? Like you're gonna be dead. Great question. They use it for trusts in a way of passing along like long-term wealth or for like setting up foundations as a way of like managing money for like endowments and stuff like that. And I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. See, like, yeah, we're the first new mutual nationwide in 50 years, building an institution for the next 100 years instead of chasing quarterly returns. I love them. Let's see if they're hiring. This is just so cool. And so I encourage you to, like, if you're thinking of a product offering, think outside the box. Like this 100-year CD, that is so cool. Imagine what you could do with that. Do something a little different. Don't just be like, oh, look at this, 1776. Woohoo. Oh my gosh, I just love them. Spend local impact CDs, partner markets. Okay. All right. We're not standing for Walden Mutual, but you guys get what I'm saying. So if you are doing a promo or an account or something like that for the 250, drop it in the chat, shoot me a DM. I'd love to check it out. I'm going to be keeping my eyes open for things, and we can talk about it at the studio as we get closer to July 4th to kind of see like what people are doing. But we always know that banks and credit unions love to create new products and just love to put the same name on a new product and say, oh, look what we did. And then it comes down to account consolidation and you have too many, and then you're trying to consolidate them. So be careful what you do because someone is going to have to clean it up. You can tell I've done too many account consolidations in my life. I actually really dig them. They're kind of fun. I'm a dork. Okay. Is that the around the web stuff? Let me check my list. If you guys have anything to share, let me know. Because I have an announcement. I'm looking at my list. I think I got everything. Okay. Settling in. Shout out to the replay crew. You might not be watching live, okay? But if you're watching on the treadmill, if you're lifting weights later, if you can't sleep and it's 1 a.m. like me last night, watching the Carrie show, heck yeah, that's the way to do it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps keep the studio running. And you can always leave a comment because I do go back and look at them. I love my studio friends, even if you're on replay, especially if you're on replay. Love my live friends, but replay is great too. Okay, let's do it. Ready? I'm going to pull this up. Oh my gosh, why isn't this working? Do I need, let me, hold on. I've been doing some dev work, okay, people? So let me just make sure let me open a new incognito. Oh, but I can't do that. Okay. Stop it. Well, if this isn't anticlimactic, talk amongst yourselves. Why is it working in... Okay, hold on. It's working in Safari. I know it's my browser. I should delete my cookies or something. Oh, now I can go for cookies. Can I do it incognito? Okay, we'll do that. Can you see my incognito browser? If I pull it up. Yes, it's working in, okay. It's because I'm doing dev work. Okay. Share screen. Yeah, okay. Ready? 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 Ta-da! Our website is live. Our website is live, friends. Smarties, gather in. Okay, we're going to walk through this because this is very important. I started the website almost a year ago. And I built a whole other website and I didn't like it because it didn't feel authentic to us. So over the summer, I took some time to reflect. And I said, what really feels right? And what felt right to me was starting by just talking out loud, hanging out with you guys twice a week, and getting to understand what we really needed to talk about and where the gaps were that we could support. I knew where the gaps were. I knew what I was thinking. But I always like to do something rooted in facts, rooted in strategy, rooted in community. And so that is what we've built here. We have been building this learning and conversation hub, this BankSmartStudio where we can build out loud, we can talk about ideas, we can challenge what's going on, we can just share, we can pick things apart and put them back together. So now we've taken the next step. Okay, I've finished the website for now. There's lots of tweaks to do and edits, okay? But it's live. So you can go to, ready? We live. I'll put it in the comments. The studio is live. You can go to banksmartstudio.com for our website. I just dropped it in the chat. I'm so excited. So check it out. Check it out. We're going to walk through it now. Oh, okay. We are going to walk through it now. Okay. So what is BankSmartStudio? Studio thinking for modern bankers. Experience-led learning, sharp strategy, and real conversations for modern bankers shaping what comes next. This is a little bit about me. Hi, I'm Carrie. Okay. Look at what we have here. What is this? Conversations. You don't say. Coaching? Courses. What? Yes, Smarties, we have launched our coaching platform and our course platform. We have exciting news. So let's keep going. All right. So we'll get into this in a second. About the studio. All right. Hi, I'm Carrie. You guys know me, so I don't have to read about it. This talks about our story, what studio thinking is, and our mission here, which is to help banking professionals think differently, move faster, and build better experiences for their teams, their customers, and their communities. I love that. That's not a mission statement, though, so let's be clear. We didn't do any brand work here, okay? This is just off the top of my head. Don't hold me to a mission statement. Do not do a 5-minute rebrand on me, okay? But also, like, you can do a 5-minute rebrand on me. I would like a roast. I deserve a roast. Okay, so let's get to the good stuff. Convos, okay? Conversations, where banking conversations get interesting. Finally. We've been dying for some interesting here in banking. Yes, we love our industry friends, okay? They're great at their hot takes. They're very intelligent, far more intelligent than I am, okay? But conversations get boring. They're dry, all right? They're sometimes one-sided, okay? This is a conversation hub. We're building out loud, we're talking out loud, and we're having a lot of fun doing it, okay? So this highlights the Carrie Show, all right? Our YouTube channel. This links us over. So we have live shows, okay? Encouraging people to subscribe, which we know is important. Share this to a friend. Make sure they subscribe. And then our 5-minute rebrands. We can change all of this out. So if we have another important segment, which I have in my mind, we can change it out. But right now we're sticking with 5-minute rebrands because we have to have some consistency. And I got to tell you, like, side note, we have a new one dropping on Wednesday. So if you know, 5-minute rebrands is where we take bank or credit union logos that we find on the internet and give them a much needed glow up in 5 minutes or less. Like literally from start to finish, I design these logos, and I'm not a designer at all by any means. But we glow them up in 5 minutes or less. And then we record a video with some like recommendations and some changes. And so you all have loved them. I have gotten so many DMs that's like, oh, do this one, do this one, do this one. Okay. Love it. So I'm working through my list first, okay, of ones that I have found and that I think are in desperate need of a glow up, okay? You are able to bump yours to the top of the list. And I have told friends this, and some of you have obliged, okay? So you'll see at the top is our Venmo for the studio. If you Venmo me some coin and tell me what the name is that you want to glow up, that jumps it to the top of the list. So mine is this week. Then I will have a Smarty submitted one next week because they have bumped theirs to the top of the list. And we will continue to go from there. This is so fun. This is so fun. Because we got to grift a little bit. Okay. We got to make the studio worthwhile here, people. It's all fun and games. Okay. So we're focused on conversations, coaching, and courses. So let's go to coaching. I have just opened up. Now, this is one of the big announcements outside of the website. I have just opened up some coaching sessions. Okay. So I have very limited availability. I have to update the calendar to show what that availability is. So if you try to book it right now, it's going to show all the availability. If you get really excited and you book, I will try to make a way to make it work. But I have to update my schedule a little bit. But we are launching strategy sessions with Carrie. Okay. This is so exciting. This is a way to like help break through the noise, help understand that you're not alone, come up with a game plan, prioritize, bounce around ideas. If you need another you to go through stuff with because like you're stuck or you feel like no one's listening to you, we're going to break it down. Okay. We're going to strategize and come up with a plan to take over the world. Okay. So you can book strategy sessions right here. See, on the website, this shows way too much availability, but I do have limited ones available. So you can book away. Now, we're offering some catered strategy sessions. So the other topics for the one-on-ones, that can be what you want to talk about. I will give you some ideas. I will give you some ideas that we don't want to talk about. If you want to strategize about investments, I am not your girl. But we will pick some topics and we'll talk about it. These are down here are curated topics, okay, that I have playbooks for that we will go through. If you want to, and these are some that I got feedback from all of you on what you would find to be the most helpful. So we have 3 ones. We're going to be launching more throughout the summer, but we wanted to start like, I don't want to say small. We wanted to start very focused, okay? Because that's the problem with like ideas, especially in banks and credit unions. We want to do all the things all at the same time and nothing gets done, okay? And so you know it and I know it. So what we're doing now is we are launching 3 focused ones. And this is, again, feedback from all of you that people are looking to level up their LinkedIn, all right? The job market's difficult. They're trying to figure out how to stay relevant, how to position themselves as a thought leader, how to help develop the personal brand. Now, this is not a whole personal branding session, but it is a way to curate your online presence with solid recommendations, important changes that'll help you show up in a way that makes you stand out and makes you look like a person of interest and not like a most wanted FBI person of interest. Because nothing is more like frustrating than the like blank executive page. Okay. I'm just going to say it right now. This is great for people of all levels, but let me tell you, if you have an executive at your institution that has like no profile picture, that has like no plan, I can make the plan for you. Okay. You can post it for them. They don't have to do all the posting. Get their executive assistant to do the posting. We're going to come up with a plan because I'm going to cough. Because we can tell a lot about what an organization is like by the profile of their top executive or executive team. And one day we might do that. So this is super great at a really good price point, and I encourage you all to check it out. So there's a learn more. We talk about what's included, who it's great for. This would also be good, like if you're just starting out, you're trying to decide like how to position yourself. And I don't mean just starting out like that you have to be young. Just more of like trying to polish up your professionalism. What do you want your online presence to look like? I've done this for so many clients and friends, and it's just been so helpful because you don't want to be that, like we used to call it like on Twitter, you don't want to be the egg logo, right? I don't talk to you if you're just a Twitter egg. I don't want the blank, boring logo. No, like mm-mm. And then some people that put too much on there. Oh, no. So we are going to, this is great if you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to get started. Or yeah, they made me do a LinkedIn in college, but I've never like updated or changed it since then. I want to position myself as a boss. Yeah, let's do that. We can make you a boss. Okay, next. Summer strategy reset. So we're offering a summer strategy reset, which like this is the perfect time of year to do that, mid-year, where you've like gone halfway through, and sometimes like, oh my gosh, so many factors have changed. We thought we wanted to do this going into the year. Budgets have changed. Resources have changed. People have changed. Priorities have changed. This is a good time to put everything on the table and say, okay, here's what we had. What do we need to focus on? And sometimes, like, yes, you can do that by yourself. All right. Sometimes you need an expert strategist to help you. All right. And sometimes you need an expert strategist named Carrie. All right. Because she's been there and she's done that. All right. And she's not here to sell you $20,000 consulting packages, okay? She's here to get it done and make you look like a boss. So like, this is great. And this is, this one I really love because it's an ongoing, for a few sessions. So we're going to do 5 focused strategy sessions catered to you and your organization to help like refocus and build momentum going into the other half of the year. We know that August is a little sleepy at organizations. I used to joke with my boss that as soon as it was golf weather, I wouldn't see him again until like early October. And so he would pretty much stay out of my hair from like May to to September. And then I'd find him again in October and he'd have lots of questions. So let's get ahead of that. Let's strategize this summer and reset everything and get us nice and organized and clean for the new year. Because you know what comes in the fall? It's budget season. It's planning season. You got to build like your 2027 plans. I can't even believe I'm saying that. So now is the time to look at everything, understand what our metrics are, what we need to have for numbers, what we want for goals. Like we can do all of this. You let me know. And this talks about what we're doing. And we have plans and an agenda for session 1, but then session 4 through 5 is curated based on what you need, because this is just not like a template and a cookie cutter. This is designed for you and an extension of you and your team, which like amazing, amazing, amazing. And obviously, let's just be real. I needed a reason to write off those sunglasses. Okay, so they are now a business expense. They are considered branding. I got them on TikTok Shop. They were like $14. I do not have an affiliate link, but if I did, I'd send it to you. Oh, I put them back in the car. I needed a reason. So we're having a summer reset. Okay. Oh my God, I want to reset myself. Now, I literally saw this question yesterday in a forum, and it said, like, raise your hand if you think social media is important for your bank's marketing plan. And I'm like, we're still talking about this. Because there are organizations where social's undervalued. It's not present. It's not seen. All right. And the marketing person may be the biggest believer. And I say person because, it's not usually a team. You might just be a person, and that's okay. That's what we're here for. And to identify like a full social audit of like what's missing, what can we improve on? You saw a little bit of this in the 5-minute rebrands where I like am very careful about looking at the language on the Facebook page, how you show up. These are your storefronts when you're not open, or even when you are. People often go to social first before they go to Google. Like if I'm looking up a new like shop or something I want to go to, I look for their Facebook or their Instagram. Okay. So you want to know how you're appealing to others or not appealing. So this social audit is a great way to get a good baseline. It is like so like uber reasonable, because this is just like gaps, quick wins across all the platforms that you're using. Now, what if you're not using platforms? Okay. What if you just use Facebook? And your question is, do I expand? Okay. We can talk about that. All right. We can like review the existing channels, and then we can make a few channel recommendations and what that would look like. So this includes 2 1-hour strategy sessions. So the first session is like getting to understand your vibe, your culture, your goals, what are the struggles, and we do the fact finding. Then I do all my dirty work, okay, which I love to do. Then we present the findings, talk about it, okay? Because this isn't just a like, oh, here you go, you can do this. Yeah, that's easy. Like there aren't a million people that'll do that. All right. No, we're going to strategize together, pull it all into a plan and an analysis. Okay. It's not a comprehensive marketing plan. We could do those, right? That is not an offering, right? It could be. Okay. Maybe towards the end of the year when we need to start strategizing again. Okay. Right now, you just need a clear social direction. You need to prove to an executive or the board or someone why this online thing is still happening. I've been there. I've done that. I've also been in large publications for my social presence. All right. For my ability to build an ambassador team, for my ability to get nationwide and global recognition and reach. Okay. Okay. I am not a wizard, but I'm pretty damn good at it. All right. So we're offering this. I do have a promo code that I'm going to be giving out. It is not live. So keep your eye on socials. I have the promo code ready, but I can't figure out where you put it in. Okay. But I don't encourage you to wait. I would book it because, again, you want to get this rolling. Okay. So these are what we're offering right now. Super fun, super easy. And like, we're here for you. I'm so excited. Now, convos, coaching, courses. We talked about this being a learning hub and a conversations. We have convos, coaching, and courses. We're launching later this year. Courses. Again, we needed an excuse to write off the glasses. Okay. They're a business expense. So here we are, another glasses picture. But let's give a round of applause for the glasses. They are just beautiful. I might order another pair in another color, but these were just amazing. So we have a bunch of courses coming. We're going to start slow. I'm probably going to drop 2, and then we have a couple more in the process now. I'm putting some finishing touches on them because I want them to be absolutely perfect for all of you. I do have a lead. Okay, I have a lead on a guest writer for one of the courses. I am nothing short of begging this person to masterclass, to share their brilliance with all of you. And now I'm going to tell you, this isn't a big name, okay? You're not going to see it in the FinTech 50, all right? But this is going to be someone who has proven, done it, and had the results to show for it, and that's what you're looking for, okay? So if I can pull this off, it'll be available to all of you. But keep an eye out. We'll, of course, be talking about this over and over and over again. What courses are available, what we have. But they are not your boring banking courses where you're just like sitting there like next, like just because you have to check a box. Okay. We know those regulatory and compliance trainings, they do something. Okay. But we're talking like fun, interactive, like takeaways, like things you can actually learn from. All right. I'm just tired of those like boring textbook ones. That's like, yeah. And it's like a AI generated voice. It's not like, it's just, oh my gosh. What are we getting out of that? What are our teams getting out of that? Nothing. Okay. So we are building things based on what you all are looking for, built in real life experience. And I love that. Like, I wish this was available to me when I was in that. 2, that I had done this 10 years ago. Because some of the great ideas I've had, I've forgotten them. Hopefully they come back to me. Okay. Yeah. So stay tuned. We have a blog. All right. It is not a Substack. Okay. That is one of the reasons why I'm like, I can't even do a Substack right now. Okay. But we have a blog, and these are just some studio notes, some ideas that I have. We're going to share them out here. Maybe we'll have some guest bloggers. Okay. This is a little intro to what studio notes are, what we're thinking about. Okay. And then this is my first article, which is about, and this is such a passion to me. We should have a whole show or make it a segment about like, taking branded clothing and giving it a second life. Like, I am so sick of this stuff ending up in landfills. I am so sick of like giving a bunch of branded clothing out to team members and having them leave or change sizes and all of that is valid. But that stuff just ends up in the trash or like at Goodwill. And like it doesn't go to people that can use it. It just goes there and no one buys it. So we're going to talk about like ways that we can improve our footprint in regards to that, ways that we can repurpose some of our branded clothing. And like I wrote just like some ideas here. So check this out. But these are just like the ideas that are on the top of my head. All right. Right. I know. Yes. I love that. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the hearts and likes. Thank you. Yeah, no, it's like, so, I got my degree in my MBA in marketing with a dual concentration in social change and sustainability. And like, that has been one muscle that I wish I could flex more, is about the social change and sustainability, because I really think that that is such a powerful angle and something that banks and credit unions can leverage and a lot of brands can leverage. And it has to be done well and it has to be done right. But that starts with like small steps. So just some ideas. And then of course, these sunglasses, I have already expensed them. Okay, so we're just proving it. A way to get in touch with us, collab opportunities, anything like that. So we are live, baby. So check it out. Let me know what you think. Don't be afraid to book a session. I'm so excited. I got my, so I've been like, for the last year or so, like doing one-off consultings and these type of engagements and some larger ones. And I felt like I needed to shout it from the rooftops and create a more organized way where we can build on it. It starts with like me, but I know so many creatives out there right now that are like either in between gigs or they're like discovering themselves and exploring what they want to do next. And they can be joining, they could be doing like master classes, they can be doing like laser focused, awesome sessions. And there are some really good names out there that are willing to join in. So that is where we are right now. Take a look at it. Let me know what you think. So fun, huh? Yeah, I know, right? Okay, cool. So that is the announcement for today. We may have more announcements later this week. But that is what we are doing right now. Okay. We're not going to spill all the beans all at once. All right. We're going to rumor monger a little bit. We're going to say that there's more coming in this week. Okay. You're not going to get it out of me. Okay. We're wrapping up. This has been so fun. Thank you so much for the studio support and for joining me every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. It means more to me than you could ever know. And it's just so fun hanging out with all of you. And we have some great ideas and we are just getting started. So be sure to like and subscribe. Stay social with us. You can find us on all the socials at Carrie, at BankSmartStudio. And we will see you on Thursday at 10. Thanks, Smarties.
Wait, where did she go? Why is this still on? Bye-bye. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye!